Good day, good morning to you, good day to you, wherever you are. This is Monday, the 1st of September 2025, and it is 5:30 in the morning, UK time. And we will continue with this series of Overflow, where in the channel Wisdom etc. I come and overflow what I'm learning, what I am thinking, considering, and share with you, share with the world, with the hope that it is helpful, with the hope that it is valuable to you. So today we're talking about productivity. Productivity. What does it mean to be productive? What does it mean to you when you hear the word productivity? What has come to your mind? You know, maybe a production line in a factory, or businesses producing things, or in your day-to-day, in your work, you get things done. But let's go through some thoughts. I will share my notes with you, how do we become producers? Now, if you want to prosper, if you want to grow in your life, you must become a producer. We need to produce something, right? Productivity is the engine that drives progress. Productivity drives progress, and consistent production increases value. Consistent production increases your value. And it will expand opportunities, and it will strengthens your influence. When you are productive, you are more influential. And then unproductivity, on the other hand, quietly pulls you towards stagnation. And I heard this once, that this definition of poverty, that poverty is actually unproductivity. When there is no production taking place, that will lead into poverty. And prosperity, on the other hand, is growth. And to have growth, there needs to be some sort of production. And you may say, well, what about wild plants? They just grow silently. What is happening there? Even in wild plants, we have the energy of the sun, you have the soil, that seed or the roots of that plant is sucking nutrients from the soil, and there is the water from the rain, and there is the whole ecosystem. So that is production taking place, even if you do not see it. But without productivity, if you suddenly there's no sunlight, there's no rain, the soil is weak, we know the plant will wither, it will die. So for prosperity to take place, for growth to take place, for flourishing to take place, we need productivity. Now, if you are not producing, you are consuming, right? And the world is designed to make you and me consumers, right? A little consumption is fine. We all need to consume. We need, we can eat. We need to educate ourselves. We need to inspire. We need to entertain ourselves now and again. But of course, we need balance between consumption and production. The more you create, the more value you add to the world. How much do you produce and how much do you consume? One of the reasons to come out here and starting this channel, it's because I've been consuming so many content. When am I gonna start actually going my face out there and creating content. So the challenge for you today is, where is your channel? Where is your productivity in that regard, if you want to do that? Just to add to your growth, just to add to your personal development, because it is there to develop us. What about the producer's mindset? What is the mindset of someone that are productive? The mentality of a producer is simple. It's problems. Producer sees problems and opportunity in disguise. You see problem, I need to do something about that. I need to tackle that. I need to solve that. When you face an obstacle, you don't ask, why me? But you ask, what can I make from this? Right? That's old saying, if life throws you a lemon, you make lemonade. You don't complain about that. Wow, this is so bitter. Why do I have this? You find solutions for that. So it's a mindset of a producer. You tackle issues. You don't refrain from it. You go and you get it and you do what needs to be done. Why I can't find anything in my room? Well, get the room clean. Make your bed. Just starting from the very basic and simple things. Now, production doesn't happen by accident. Flower Girl, hi. Good morning to you. Good day to you. Great to have you on the call, on the live. Now, production doesn't happen by accident. It takes focus. It takes energy and wise use of time. So your focus, your energy, and the use of time. Because you need to, the time you're producing something, that you are working within a specific time. Industry has evolved, we know that, from manual labor, back in the days, to mechanical tools. We have all the revolutions that happened throughout this history, and then suddenly electronic systems that were created, and now we are in the digital age, powered by artificial intelligence and algorithms. And this is the fourth industrial revolution, which is much faster, smarter, more scalable, and more scalable production than ever before. And we need to understand what's taking place, because it's our lives are being changed and shaped. Our jobs are being done by machines, and they can do our jobs better than us, faster than us. And we need to understand what is happening and how do we position ourselves in this world. What production do we need to do in our own lives, in our own mind, in our own thinking? What do? We get wisdom. I think we start from that. Get wisdom. Wisdom is your raw materials. It's our raw material. Just as a factory needs raw material to create goods, you need wisdom to create value. How do you become valuable? How do we become more valuable than machines? We need to continue to learn. Without continue learning, we have nothing new to produce. Nothing new to produce. So every book you read, every skill you master, every meaningful conversation you have with people, and when you engage with people, you're learning from them. You're gathering raw material. You're masterminding, right? I don't know if you have ever experienced mastermind brainstorming sessions, connecting with people, thinking about issues and tackling problems. Not just at work, but family, or local communities, your church or whatever. Finding solutions for problems that can help more than one person. That is valuable. That adds value to you. That is experiences that you are buying in many ways. You're buying wisdom when you're engaging meaningfully with people. Now, things to remember: when you work for others, you you often receive only a fraction of the value you create. And that's the marketplace, right? Those of us who have a job and we have a salary, that is the reality. And if we want to capture more of that value, we also need to produce ourselves, becoming entrepreneurial. So whether that's through a business or a side project, side hustle, people call it, or creative work or investments, we need to think outside of the box if we want to grow. And that involves productivity and sometimes producing outside of hours, right? If you work 9 to 5, you come home, you have family, and then you have your own personal projects, or even studying, perhaps studying for a master's degree, and takes a lot of productivity and sacrifice to be writing and studying until late at night. But what do we find in Scripture? What do we learn from Scripture? So I believe 2 verses for you. One from the Old Testament in Ecclesiastes, and says, Ecclesiastes 9:10, whatever your hands finds to do, do it with all your might. For in the realm of the dead, where you are going, we're all going to die, there is neither working, nor planning, nor knowledge, nor wisdom. So now is the time. You are alive, you are well, you are healthy, you need to produce. What are you producing? And when you are producing, whatever you're doing with your hands, do it with all your mind. Do it with your heart. Apply effort to it. Because in the next life, or when we pass away, there won't be any working, no planning, no knowledge, no wisdom. Now is the time to leave a legacy to our children, to make a difference in the world. And I often say the world is such a dark place right now. We need good people, you and me, to be productive in doing what is good, right? Now, the other verses in Colossians 3:23 says, whatever you do, this is Paul writing to folks in Colossians are the people. I can't remember the name of the town now. Colosso could be. I don't know if you know that. Write in the chat. But there's a town there in probably Greece or Turkey. But he says, whatever you do, work it with all your heart, as working for the Lord, not for human masters. So whatever you do as if you're doing it for God. Do it with all your heart. Apply meaning to that. You know, I had jobs that I really hate. I had jobs that I struggled. Maybe you have a job that you really don't want to go to. You were there because you need money to pay your bills. And I had experienced that when I changed my mindset and I found meaning in serving people, that has changed my heart. It does not mean I loved the job, but I start finding value in the people I was working with the team. And I find joy in serving people. That was a job that I've done in catering. I worked in catering for many years in the past, in restaurants, in cafes, and I didn't necessarily appreciate that. But I remember the people that I worked with, the team that I worked with, people so kind. Of course, now and again, you don't get along with some people, but the majority, good people, hardworking people that are there trying to make a difference. And you're serving customers. Some customers can be mean and some abusive and demanding, but the great majority of people are there to have a good time. And I would try to see beyond that transactions. And that changed my mindset as well. So do the things with our hearts. So what would take place if I'm doing this job for God, for a greater good? How do I change my mindset? So I'll leave it with you. Whatever job that you do, perhaps you're doing a job that you do not like. Can you pass beyond that? It does not mean you're going to be doing that job forever. I moved out from that and I work in a different field these days. But still, motivation, the reality of heart, the mindset, it's where it starts. Now, your productivity challenge for this day, if you want to increase your productivity, this is what I do. There is this Pareto Principle. You probably heard about that. It's identify your high impact actions. What are the things that you do that will bring you more results? And the Pareto Principle says that 20% of the tasks that you do produces 80% of your results. So why not focus on the tasks, on the things, because we only have that amount of time, right? So use your time wisely, use your mind, your thoughts, the aims that you have to do the things that will bring you more results at the end of the day. And that is not just in your personal life, but also in your day-to-day job. And I think your employer will be very thankful if you are using your energy and your time to produce, but also in your own business. The second point is creating multiple value streams. And this is what I've been thinking this month, actually, the last few months. How do I increase my income? What production I need to be put in place? At least 3 incomes. What source of incomes? I'm talking about finance. What business? Why do I sell? There are so many options, so many ads out there, and of course some are genuine, some are just trying to to take advantage of you. So I'm paying attention on that, and I want to be more productive. How do we increase my income? How do I create more source of income and increase my impact as well in the world? I mean, this channel is part of that. How do I impact more people? How do I add value? So you may ask, Flavio, you're going to be a millionaire by having a YouTube channel? Of course not. Maybe for some people that's the case, but definitely the hope that the channel will grow and somehow we will bring us more income in the future. Why not? Thinking about that. And I do encourage anyone to start it. If others have done it, you can also do it. I can also do it. Create a channel. Share your stories. Add value to people. If you have an expertise in any area, start sharing your knowledge with people. And perhaps it's not something that will give you any benefit straight away, but will build up into the future. I heard someone saying, wow, creating a YouTube channel could be a part of your retirement plan. Why so serious? Hi, hey, good to have you here. Welcome. So creating a YouTube channel could be part of your retirement plan. And I thought about that's very interesting, because if you're retiring, if you go into retirement in 20 years time, imagine if you start on your channel today and in 20 years time, you added 20 years adding value to people, creating, actually improving yourself, your communication, the knowledge that you have. I believe you could have many followers. Find many people that will find whatever you have valuable, the message that you carry valuable. Great to have you here. Yeah. Why so serious? That's an interesting name. Now, the last thing is in terms of productivity, the third action point I leave with you is replace unproductive habits. So you can list 3 behaviors that waste your time and choose one to eliminate this week. And I think many people try to wake up early in the morning, but a few times I woke up, or many times I woke up an hour earlier, and I just get my phone and I scroll and I go to the news and I watch something interesting. When I see 1 hour that I was set, well, this hour I'm gonna exercise, or this hour I'm gonna read that book, because that's the time I have. Because then the kids wake up, need to get them ready for school, and then I go to work, and life continues, and nothing was done in the time that I had set for production. So list 3 behaviors that waste your time and choose to eliminate the time wasters. That helps you to produce. So I start waking up 4:30 in the morning. That's really crazy. But of course, I need to go to bed earlier as well, just to have my meditation time, my prayer time, and then at 5:30 I start the lives in some of the days of the week. And after, very soon at 6 my time, I go for my run, and at least I have my 3 things done: my reading, my overflow, and then my exercise before start. So a suggestion for you: what eliminates you from lots of breaks? You working, you're concentrating in your table and doing things, and then you go and you get distracted with people in the office, or distracted with people in your house. If you work from home, you're talking to your neighbor, and when you see half an hour of production has passed, you list whatever it's not helping you, habits that not helping you to achieve the results that you want, that are making you less productive. The 4th one is reclaim your morning. I share a little bit about my morning routine. You could actually gain many hours, almost like a month. If you make the calculations, you get a month of the year if you wake up at least an hour earlier. If you are up 5 in the morning and you are serious about get productive in your reading, in your growing, in your personal growth, in your exercise and fitness, you will gain so much. When you account that hour, you gain another month of productivity, like a month of 4 weeks of 9 to 5 work that you add into your year. The 5th point for increase your productivity. Hi Sylvester, great to have you. Hi from Australia. Wow, that must be evening for you. Good day to you. The 5th point is teach what you learn. Share what you learn. When you teach what you learn, you maximize your learning. And this is what I'm doing. I've been reading and learning about productivity. Why not share those thoughts with people and add value to them for them to start thinking? And it's basic stuff, things that you probably heard before. But teaching what you learn, sharing your knowledge, will multiply the impact of that knowledge in your own life, and it will also benefit others. So that is increase your productivity as well, and increase your communication skills, and increase your thinking as well. So there are many benefits. So I'll leave you with one question before I close today. What one thing you can start producing this week? What action that will increase your productivity this week, that will move you closer to the life that you want? What is it that you want to do today or this week? Maybe it's a habit that you want to form. Maybe it's a specific action. Perhaps it's sorting the table, this desk that you use at home to study, to work, that is messy. There are piles and piles of things. We all gather, collect things, old pictures, old magazines, old books. Perhaps the first thing is sorting that table, cleaning that area, or your shed. You work with woods, but your shed is full of mess. Go to the shed, clear that up. Old bikes, old instruments, sell some of this stuff, make some cash out of it. But do one action today or this week that will bring you closer to the life that you want. Because that takes action, takes being productive, right? So, hey, thank you for watching. I hope this has been meaningful and profitable to you. I wish you a wonderful day, wonderful evening, wherever you are. May God bless you and keep growing and developing yourself. Have a fantastic day. I'll be back tomorrow, same time, 5:30 UK time, with another theme. I'm not so sure which one is what theme yet, but you can connect if you want to. And hey, be good. Thanks, guys. God bless.